All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chelas con Chavos. It's 2023, and me and Miguel are back. My name is John once again, and again, I just mentioned Miguel's back, and it's 2023, and we are back here. Chelas con Chavos, what's up, Miguel?
What's up, man? New Year, same us, man. Probably a little bit
Yeah,
different than last year, but we'll see.
yeah, I lost a little bit of weight, man. I'm
That's
gonna look a
okay.
little different.
Yeah, we got to start
New
off somewhere,
year.
right? Start off on the right foot and everything. Lose a little bit of weight. Get together with families and just kind of live a healthier lifestyle, right?
Yeah, I had to, man. A lot of turkey over the holidays and the World Cup. Going out watching the World Cup and I got to fit into those new San Diego Loyal kits. Medium size, medium, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a goal. That's a goal. Go down to jersey size, man. That's always the goal.
Yeah, maybe I can buy just one, and then my 12-year-old son can wear it, and I can wear it after.
Hey, save some money, man. Why not? I mean, the kid,
Yeah,
the kid stuff's always cheaper than the adult stuff anyway. So
hell yeah, I'm trying to get like that, man. But hey, man, it's been a while. It's 2023. We are here, Chelas con Chavos. We have a couple of things lined up on the topic. Discussions for this evening. We're going to get into going into the season. Any matches that we feel like are going to be pretty interesting to note. A few things in social medias that we noted. And San Diego Loyal has or played a match recently, and also going to have a pretty big match coming up, friendly against LAFC coming up as well.
yeah, they actually played a match against San Diego State. It's always a nice little warm up. Play against a local college team. Hopefully they
Yeah,
can. San Diego State looked pretty good. San Diego Loyal looked pretty good, and again, it was first match of the very very long off season that's been the USL. But I mean, everybody looks sharp, and like we said, first time out. Yeah, it's a good start.
yeah. SC Loyal won that. I believe it was 3-0, 3-1, something like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
believe 3-1. I mean, it wasn't really televised. It was just kind of like I think it was I think it was a free ticket actually. So people just showed up to Torero, and it was pretty fun to see everybody out there.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, the big one really that a lot of people are looking forward to is that LAFC match over at their stadium. So that's one of them. That's one of those matches that a lot of people have interest in. So that's going to be pretty cool to see how they match up against each other.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. Um, and especially with the veteran team that we have, just kind of seeing the way they've been gelling together over the past couple of years has been actually really, really amazing, and just excited to for this new season coming up.
Yeah. So you said you pre going live, you noted you had the matches for preseason. What else you have on there?
Yeah, so we have February 11th. They're going to be playing against LMU down in Chula Vista at the Athletic Training Center, and February 15th they're going to be playing against New York City FC down in Indio in the Chela event that they have going on, which is something that we
Yeah.
should really be keeping an eye on because it's it's very interesting that they are the only USL team in the entire tournament. But I mean, speculation,
Yeah.
speculation. We'll see how that goes. We can talk about that a little bit later. February 18th, they start playing at LAFC in Bank of California Stadium, another big anticipated preseason match. Um, we'll see we'll see how the LAFC treats it, but I know San Diego is going to be treating it very well. I know the fans we're going to be treating it very well. We're going to make it a really big road trip on that. Um, and then a few like the next week after that, February 25th, they're going to be playing at against Orange County SC. Interdivision rival. It's kind of weird that they're playing them in the preseason, but that's going to be down at Miracosta College. And then Central Valley Fuego FC, which is the location is going to be determined, but that's going to be scheduled for March 4th.
Yeah, yeah. So there's quite a few matches for all of us supporters, Chavos, locals, and all the others in line to get prepared for the season. Which it's I've been waiting for the season. It's going to be a long season. But we'll get into that in a minute. But first, I kind of
Right.
want to get into what you've been up to, and I get into where I'm at. Actually, I kind of want to talk about that a little bit later. But anything soccer wise that you've been up to that you want to know? Any projects for Chavos or anything soccer personal, or you just been kind of just lounging?
No, actually, I've been kind of lounging a little bit. We've been having, we had our Christmas party for the Chavos. We've been getting together here and there. People. My birthday was a couple weeks ago on January 26th, and we had some people come out. Went down to University Heights. Had some, had some beers with everybody. So that was actually pretty fun. We did have our annual. We had our annual meeting, where everybody kind of from the Chavos got in. They came in. I forget where was that, but it was somewhere up north in a brewery. But essentially, what that meeting was just kind of see what it was just kind of for everybody to provide input what they wanted to see, uh, and what we did right as an SG and what we want to do, in the future. And if anybody had any concerns, anybody had any ideas on how we wanted to conduct business in the future, that was their opportunity to be able to speak up. But other than that, I mean, it's been a really chill January. I feel like some people, did that dry January kind of thing, and I was one of them for a little bit, except for my birthday. But it was really fun. I've been been at home, enjoying the time off that I had since I got back from deployment. So yeah, it's been really nice, man. What about you?
Yeah, before I get into that, kind of wanted to piggyback what you said. So everybody, there's quite a few preseason games coming up, and Chavos are behind the scenes talking about what's going to be going on for the season in regards to memberships and things of that sort. So if a lot of people are wondering, hey, where the Chavos been at, or where's the news going on with the Chavos, but there's been drum circles, but that's mainly just in regards to getting in preparation for hitting 109 at Torero. But there's definitely some discussions going on what's going to be going on with Chavos this season. So if anyone's wondering, like, what's been going on, we got to do the whole Latino time. You know what I mean? We'll make our presence known when it's the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 definitely.
But so yeah, there's definitely stuff going on, everybody. So don't fret. There's be some news coming out. What's been going on with Chavo? So just let everyone know about that. Okay, just off the bat.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
for the most
So
part in that
yeah, go
part,
ahead.
just without interrupting real quick, like if anytime a drum circle comes up, if anybody wants to be more involved, maybe trying to get some, some drum time in for if you want to be in the 109 group, um, definitely keep an eye on social media. I mean, they're always posting practice. Right now, the way it's been going is they've been doing practice down at Snapdragon Stadium in one of the fields on the side. Uh, you
Yes,
know, us in our Instagram and Twitter, we forward that every single time. There is a Chabos Drumline Instagram and Twitter group as well that that's run by our Adrian. And then also the locals are getting very involved with that too. So there's always opportunities for everybody to come out, and start learning the chants, start learning the drums. If you want to actually be a part of the group, we are having this process now where we're gonna entertain everybody being able to like be a part of the group, but we want to make sure that we are organized, come game time.
definitely. You know what? I like very much that location over at Snapdragon.
It's nice.
I know it was a little bit difficult for me getting over to downtown area, the World Beach Center area. Sometimes it's because of the traffic and stuff, coming from the east. But I really do like the location in the open spacious, and hey, we might eventually be playing at Snapdragon at one point, so might as well just be there, right?
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, it's just we're gonna be playing there eventually, some point. I mean, hint, hint. You never know. Uh,
Yeah,
but I mean, even then, it's still a free open area for everybody to come in. That's why they built it, right? It's a park. Um, we were having
exactly.
our practices over in Balboa Park for a long time. Um, that can get pretty difficult, especially when it comes to like rush hour traffic and everything. So that could be pretty tough. But I mean, now we have a good central location where everybody could just meet up. And there's a McGregor's, there's a bar right down the street too, so people
Yep.
kind of hang out beforehand and after. So yeah, it's definitely a
Yeah.
good time.
The red trolley goes there, the red limo.
Yeah, exactly. So you
Well,
don't even need. Yeah, you could just get a lift or just take the
or
trolley, whatever you want.
yeah. Oh man, I used to love McGregor. We used to go there all the time, especially during you know who
Yeah,
though back
when
in
they
the
were
day.
there.
But yeah, I totally used to love McGregor's. That was definitely an awesome spot. I'm happy it's still there. So
No, yeah, I'm happy that they actually made it through the pandemic and they made it through the Chargers leaving and everything. So, or those
oh
that
yeah,
shall
yeah.
not be named.
Yeah, look forward to going there in the future. But yeah, so let's kind of move along here. But yeah, I kind of wanted to note here that where I'm coming from, I'm coming from an interesting location here. I'm over in the East Coast right now for work, doing some trainings out here in the East Coast. So I'm out here in Charleston, South Carolina. So many of you know already, if you're following USL, that Charleston, South Carolina does have a team in a USL, Charleston Battery. We've already played them before, but I'm out here not too far from their stadium, which I haven't gone yet. But I'm looking forward on going there. Actually, probably for their opening match against Phoenix Rising. And guess what? No, I will not be on the Phoenix Rising side. So I'm going to be probably over at the Charleston side, probably rooting on them to beat Phoenix Rising. Um, but yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to go to the match. Charleston Battery, man. Let me just tell you, I'm a little surprised actually being here. I've never been in Charleston before. I think last year I think I mentioned to you and you as well that I think believe you were in Georgia and I was in Georgia for some time as well. And there wasn't a USL team around that area. You know, they had Atlanta obviously for MLS, but I wasn't able to go to Atlanta to check out any games at the stadium or anything like that. But here, being here in Charleston, I'm actually really surprised being here and for about a week or so now that this town or this city actually has a team that has a soccer culture or soccer community here. It's a very interesting community here. It's one of the oldest colonies. But, I'm getting into history now, huh? So everybody, just sit back and let me tell
Little
you a little
history
bit.
lesson here. Don't let's just
Yeah,
keep going with the history lesson.
let
Let's go.
yeah, little Latino Chavo teach you some history on South Carolina and Charleston. No, but yeah, it's definitely a city that's has a lot of history. Obviously, what's been going on. What was going on back in the Civil War days down south. One of the first states, actually the first state to secede from the Union. So it's actually a very interesting place to kind of have a soccer team here. But it's been growing and it's been kind of showing more of a diverse kind of community. I think they still have a long way to go. There is actually a Hispanic or Latino supporters group for Charleston, so I'm interested in going and kind of making some friends there when I do go to the match against Phoenix Rising here in Charleston, to go probably kind of talk to the supporters group from Charleston. I believe they're called Charleston Barra, if I recall correctly. So I'm
The
kind of
Charleston
interested in
Bar.
seeing. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how big they are and kind of and kind of how they started and kind of how things are going and whatnot. So I'm very interested in doing that and talking to some of those supporters groups. I'm maybe making some East Coast friends. From over here, and then if they ever are out there in the West Coast, which is obviously going to be happening, playing against Loyal, kind of make some cross national friendships there. So we'll see about that. But I'm pretty interested in going to the match. The stadium itself, I believe it's called in Patriot Stadium or Patriots Park.
Yeah, Patriot
Um,
Point Soccer Complex.
yep. Yeah, so it's a pretty small stadium. I looked it up the other day. It's about 3,000 some, expandable, I believe, to like 4,000 something. So it's not a big stadium, but it's in a beautiful area. It's in a area out here called Mount Pleasant, which is a very quiet but very beautiful area out here in Charleston. It's right here by the coast. And looking at it, kind of makes me a little bit a little bit jealous here, just because It's such a small complex. It's almost like, I believe the Championship Park with Orange County. It's pretty small complex too in regards to I mean the whole Championship Park is huge, right? But the capacity of the stadium of Championship Park and over here Charleston Battery Stadium is pretty small, but it's such a nice area. That's why like I'm kind of thinking about San Diego Loyal about one day maybe one day we're going to be playing the MLS Snapdragon, but if we don't and if we want to get our own stadium, which I think is going to eventually going to have to happen, but I just see us building like I just can't see why we cannot build like a 6,000 capacity stadium, modular, stadium around the coast, somewhere, the Midway project obviously looks like it's in shambles, but it's like stadiums don't have to be 15,000, 20,000 people, but I look forward to hopefully Loyal finding a chunk of land that they could build a modular stadium, maybe in Chula Vista, with the whole marina project going on. But I'm looking forward to going to check out Charleston Battery against Phoenix Rising, and taking pictures and kind of meeting some other supporters over there. And they're rooting against Phoenix Rising, of course, So I'm looking forward to that, and definitely going to be representing the ST Loyal jersey here while I'm there. So maybe I'll get some smirks if there's any if there's any Rising fans there. But I'm gonna let it be known there that I'm gonna be like, hey, I bet you the Phoenix Rising players are gonna be like, this guy came all the way from San Diego to over here to give us some banter over here. I'm gonna be like, hell yeah. And you remember me, because every Phoenix Rising game that we play, at Torero Stadium, I'm giving them some heat. So they're gonna be like this dude again, So, but speaking of Phoenix Rising, real quick, they're gonna be improved this year. They got Danny Trejo, which who I was hoping that we were gonna get, but a lot of people were saying that wasn't gonna happen. We'll get into the roster in a little bit with Westy Loyal, as we get into the season kind of forecast here. But yeah, they're going to be a lot better than last year, everybody. So they got some talent that showed up. So hopefully I'm gonna take a first look, if you will, in essence, seeing them here in Charleston and kind of see how they go March 11th. But yeah, man. So I'm out here and looking forward to checking out different venues here.
Yeah, no, super interesting, man. I always want to. Every single time I travel to a new location, I always want to see what their soccer culture has always been about. And I don't know, man. Just doing a little bit of research on Charleston Battery. They started in 1993, so they were
Yeah,
part of the A League, which is originally now part of the USL development. Like I think that's what it is now. But no, that's super interesting. They had a stadium called Black Bod Stadium. Then it was named to MUSC Health Stadium. So it was at the time when that stadium opened up, that one and Columbus Crew had the first
yeah,
modern era stadiums designed for only soccer in the United States. So that's actually pretty cool. Um, it definitely shows
yeah.
that Charleston Battery had some pretty decent history, especially going into the USL.
Yeah, yeah. So I was saying that I'm pretty surprised at how you just mentioned. I forgot to mention that too. But yeah, they've been around since 1993. So
That's insane.
and so it's pretty long time. So they're pretty self-sustained, and they have a pretty big rivalry with the North Carolina. So there's Charlotte, FC that obviously came about, and they also have another lower division club, in North Carolina. So there's definitely some, I'm pretty sure you already know, but there's rivalry against North Carolina and South Carolina. So I'm interested in kind of digging in deep a little bit into that, meeting some of the supporters over there from Charleston Battery. So we'll see about that.
I mean, when I was out there, actually, I think it was I was out there this past summer. Um, Actually, in Charlotte, it definitely seemed like it was kind of very like I don't know, it just crossed both states, because the
Yeah,
state line was actually right there. So I mean, very interesting dynamic that they had, and I think that's why whenever they have a sports team, they call it the Carolina this or the Carolina that.
yeah,
So necessarily, it's not just North or South Carolina, but they seem to have that common ground, and a lot of it is in Charlotte, possibly due to the fact that they're more central to both states.
Yeah, yeah, they call it the Carolina Derby or
Yeah,
the Derby, the
the
Carolina
Derby,
Derby.
Carolina Derby.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. So let's move it along here. But yeah, I'll mention. We'll talk about that more with another episode. But kind of just want to tell everybody where I'm at and hey, and it's great too how you just mentioned. I like going to any state I visit. If they have a USL team, I definitely want to visit it and kind of do some recon. So when loyal supporters do go there at some point and play, we can mention where to go and who to talk to because loyal comes to Charleston. I could be like, hey, go talk to this person from Charleston Battery Barra, and then they'll welcome you or whatnot. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think the more we grow as an SG, the more friends we end up making along the way. And speaking of friends, you ever heard the term? What is it? Uh, oh man, dude, what is it? It's like flattery, right? So it's is that when somebody copies you? It's
Oh
like
yeah,
this is the sincerest form of flattery. What is
I
it?
know what you're gonna talk about.
Yeah, sincerest.
Yeah,
So
speaking of flattery,
yeah, speaking of flattery, our friends up in Oakland, um, Los Roots, right? Is that I'm
yeah,
saying that
Los
correctly, right?
Roots, yeah,
Uh,
Los Roots,
they came out with a pretty big announcement over the past week, and it kind of got us all started a little Discord. Um, it came out of the blue. It really did. We weren't expecting that. We were not, really thinking like what the hell's going on, right? Um,
yeah,
Essentially, one of our boys, El Puma, showed us a little. He's very so Puma is very tuned in into the varas of the USL and MLS, right? Um, that guy has his ear on the ground for sure, and he showed us a picture of Los Roots up in Oakland, right? They
yeah,
adopted an image that looks very similar to ours. Uh,
yep, I
I don't
saw
even know if it
that.
was yeah. The the similarity was very, very like apparent. Um, and they
Yeah,
ended up calling their section La Vecindad, which La Vecindad, it's a term, it means community. We all know what it means, especially you and me, because we're Chavos. All the Chavos know what that means. But I think
yeah,
once they came out with the image of the Ultra Chavo, I think that's kind of what that got our feathers ruffled a little bit, right? That got us kind of like in the heat of moment. We're just like, what the fuck's going on? So, but
yeah,
you know, the cool part about it is that we were able to, build some sort of relationship with them. And there are talks now about having a, like I've seen Dot Cup when it comes to Oakland and San Diego. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
yeah. I think that'll be cool because obviously, they took us out, the playoffs, last season. I think they got really good players. The club is there's actually they came into the USL pretty solid, and are are making some waves. Obviously when they play us, they're very physical. NorCal, SoCal. I think we have more of a kind of I think we almost have in essence more of a how can I explain this? I think because we have Sacramento Republic, and then what they've been going on, but I think Oakland and San Diego or supporters are almost I want to say alike in a lot of ways. And obviously you can see they want to they even want to be like us. No, but kind of little little banter there, but I think they're going the right route. They're doing the right things. I think with those Los Roots though, I think they kind of got past them on that one. They're probably going to realize, what they're doing. Hoping that, just doing some friendly banter here. But remember when they played us in San Diego, they had a big following.
They did.
And I
They
can
have a
guarantee,
huge following.
yeah, they had a pretty big following. I can guarantee you, I mean, that they knew who Chavos are. They know who locals are. So I was a little bit surprised seeing that they
I
did
mean,
that. You know,
that seems to be, kind of like I don't know, that's etiquette 101 when it comes to SGs, right? You
who's your
like don't
competition?
Yeah, yeah, know your competition, and like what the like. I mean, you don't copy other SGs like just style, right? I mean, it's like, I mean, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong. We all know what a Chavo stands for. Like in the community, especially in the Hispanic community. It's not just for us to have, right? And like, you know,
of course.
if it's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna bring the passion out of people, it's gonna be the passion, and from soccer to the United States. That's fantastic, right? But at the same, like when it comes to USL, you know, there's one group that everybody knows that uses the Ultra Chavo, and you know that's
Yeah,
that's us, like straight up, sincerely,
yeah.
right? Um,
It's pretty obvious now
yeah,
that they should know who we are.
exactly. Like the vecindad name, that's cool. The vecindad is a very general term, right? It means neighborhood. It means like, it means community. It means a lot of stuff. Um, but I mean, that to me just kind of caught me off guard. And more power to them. I mean, they're trying to grow. They're growing like from the ground up, like we are. They're very passionate, just like we are. And yeah, I'm down to make it. Like it's going to be a good competitive, year, especially for us, right? So we're going to come up with some sort of point system if we can come up with a couple trophies, and yeah, we're gonna have to show up and let them know why we call ourselves the Chavos, right? It's not just for anybody to have.
Exactly, and it looks like they changed it as well. It looks like they got a little bit of wind of the what was going on. I
Well,
believe
yeah,
it's Puma. Yeah, right. I think Puma mentioned something on their page. No.
yeah, and I think also too, I think a lot of our leadership kind of reached out, to kind of introduce ourselves to it, just and respectfully so. I mean, like, I'm sure they probably weren't trying to, get on our case, or I'm sure, it was just one of those things where it was like, oh, okay, you know what, maybe it's a little misunderstanding here and there. And yeah, they were able to change their logo. So now they're called Vecindad, and they have the Oakland root tree, which is amazing, right?
Right.
That's I mean, that's an iconic logo that they have now. So I mean, it was like I said, it was just something that kind of just got us all a little bit, ruffled. But at the same time, right, it got the blood boiling for the 2023 season.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So we'll see what comes out about that, and well, definitely not starting, not trying to start any problems or friction, but hopefully this, the rivalry, if you will, with NorCal and having Oakland already kind of giving us some problems on the field. Hopefully we can kind of have that grow. With these matches when Loyal plays them at home, vice versa, and they have a pretty good following now. They're growing up there, so hopefully these matches will get pretty don't miss type of situations where you got you out there's going to be a lot of loyal supporters going up to Oakland, most likely, and a lot of Oakland supporters coming down here, so hopefully that can be um, a good rivalry here in California.
Yeah, you know what? Besides Phoenix, now the two teams that are the thorn on my side right now are Oakland and San Antonio. Like it's just
Yeah.
just because it's a history of the last 2-3 years, man.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of
And it,
at first it was Phoenix, and then we kind of let that wave kind of roll over, and then they weren't really nothing, basically nothing last season. So they kind of just like moved along and see who's worthy of being a rival, I guess.
yeah, right.
And it ended up popping up being other clubs. Ended up being Oakland, and then now obviously we have some problems with San Antonio. So we're definitely going to see what goes on, with all that this season. So speaking of the season, it's going to be a long season. What do you think? It's what do you think with the matches? I'm very interested in seeing the Detroit City here in San Diego, as well
Yep.
as Tampa Bay, the Rowdies here in San Diego. Here in San Diego, I'm not even in San Diego, but they're in San Diego, Torero. But yeah, it's gonna be a long season, guys. It's gonna be Wednesday games. It's gonna be weekend games. It's gonna be like what 2-3 games a week. A week.
Yeah.
But what do you think so far? But, it's pretty basically everybody versus everybody.
Yeah, I mean the whole season it's just kind of playing out like we're finally playing against some top quality opponents from the East Coast, right? um that's always something we kind of dreamed of, right? And it's just
Yeah,
when it comes the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, right? Always want to play there. Charlotte Athletic, Indy 11. You got the London United. Memphis 901. So we're actually playing, Charleston Battery. We're going to play them at one point too. Lou City, we're going to play them
Yeah.
away as well. So all these teams that we've been wanting to play for the longest time since we started, they're going to be coming around now, and we're going to be, I think I'm looking forward to the Detroit City game. Um, I don't know how many people are going to be coming down for that game from their end, but it's definitely going to be one to remember, especially as a fan for me.
Yeah, I tell you though, it's gonna be, it's pretty much everyone plays everybody. We don't play all the Eastern Conference teams home and away, but we're pretty much playing everybody in the USL. And it's not gonna be easy, man. I'm looking at this being a long season. And to be honest, like I think I mentioned it in the past, but I'm not really too sold on the players that we got. We got to Elliot Collier, who I think is going to do relatively well here, but I just don't think I'm sold on him replacing Kyle Vassell. And also we got Blake Bodley, back, and I'm not really sold on him neither. He wasn't. Looks like he wasn't really getting that much playing time over in Portland. With the Timbers. So I'm not really seeing the players coming in making much of a drastic change. It's going to be like, all right, we're going to be competing the top three again. Where like yeah, we were expected to be number two again this upcoming season, but with the players that we got, obviously we lost AC, which is awesome. I'm pretty happy about that. I think I'm super happy about that. But he went up to
I'm
was
glad
it
it's
Vegas?
something we don't have to deal with anymore.
Exactly. So now we can
And you
kind
know
of
what?
just
It
focus
would have
on
looked really
playing.
bad, especially if we had Detroit people come down because they were pretty adamant. They were pretty vocal about that signing
Yeah.
against us as well. So like we said, we had nothing to do with that. Maybe AC was a great player at the time, but he just wasn't fitting the system, and I'm glad they saw that.
Yeah, yeah. But there was players out there that, some people like on the social medias, were saying, "Oh, we can never get them. We can never get them." But I'm talking about like Danny Trejo and Cal Jennings, from the Lights, who were causing us a lot of problems during last season. And Danny Trejo is going to Phoenix, which is automatically going to make Phoenix that much more dangerous now having a front man like that. And we did not get that type of player. We got a particular type of player in Elliot Collier. He's tall, physical. He wasn't getting much playing time, with San Antonio, but hopefully here he will, or here in San Diego, or Torero, he get more playing time. Um, and then Cal Jennings got picked up by Tampa Bay Rowdies. So I think there were some really good players that were available out there, and San Diego, in my opinion, didn't do enough to get that that top quality. And however, I'm gonna find a positive here. We had what, like 17 players coming back. I think we're probably the only club in the USL that can probably say that. In my opinion right now. So that's going to be really, really positive, for Loyal, having so many players that have been here a couple of years playing together. I think that's gonna kind of even it out, like having like Elliot Collier come in, hopefully fitting in really well, and Bodily, kind of fitting back in the system again. I think it's going to be positive, but I think enough for us to be in second, third place again. I don't know. I think we're definitely going to be in the playoff contention again. But it's going to be a long season. We got Guido. Hopefully Guido's healthy. Coming into the season. Koke is going to be here. So I think we have a pretty good, solid group of players, and I think we're going to be fine. But we have to really watch, injuries, and kind of just stay level, and with the game plan that Nate's gonna be doing, with the players and stuff like that. Well, and he's gonna be coaching Nate, so we'll see how different it is from Landon's kind of managing style. But I mean, obviously, everyone said that Nate was making a lot of the calls anyway, so we'll see how that kind of turns
Yeah.
out. But it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy.
No, I don't think it's going to be that much of a change in style. I mean, because you're right. I mean, Nate was running most of the stuff last year. It seemed like it, right? So Len Donovan, he was running. He was obviously the head coach, but Nate Miller was the one out there making the calls, making the plays, making the adjustments. Um, I mean, well, he seemed to be a little bit more vocal on the field than Landon was. But not saying that, nothing bad against Landon Donovan. It's good. Nate Miller is he's a very natural, step progression to a replacement for Landon Donovan. Now that Landon's doing some bigger, better things with the club, but I'm not really too worried too much. I think the only concern that I would have for the team is up in the forward area. I mean, Chavos was huge, man. He was
Yeah.
that's gonna be a big loss. And then Blake going to Indy as well. That was that was I think that was gonna be hard to replace. And then lo and behold, they come in, they sign the hometown kid, Joe Corona. It's just like, I mean, I think we're gonna be just fine. Honestly, I think we'll be top three in the West for sure.
Oh yes, yes, especially with Joe Corona coming in. I heard some good things about him playing already, and what's been what he can provide, for the club. But yeah, having Joe Corona in there, I think it's going to be that's a super plus. So I like how I just mentioned. I think having the solid group of players that are going to be coming back, like the 17, and then having like Elliot Collier and someone like Joe Corona coming in, I think that they're gonna fit into the system that's already kind of in play. So it actually could be a good thing, or we didn't have to get someone fancy like a Danny Trejo and Cal Jennings, but that's yet to be seen. We're going to be seeing that, when San Diego Loyal plays Detroit City, March 11th, so and then so we'll see, but I'm looking forward to the season. It's going to be long. It's going to be um, grimy. It ain't going to be easy. There's going to be teams that are going to be going out for us. Like Oakland Roots, Phoenix Rising, Sacramento Republic. Orange County. They're going to try to get better from how they ended last season. So it's definitely going to be a long season, an exciting season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the Chavos again, to seeing everybody at 109 again. And speaking of that, seeing everybody again, I'm going to be working in Arizona around the time that Loyal plays Phoenix over at their new stadium. I don't know. I don't know if you call it a new stadium, but they're going to be playing. I think they're moving the stadium or something like that over near downtown,
Wait,
near
what?
downtown Phoenix. Yeah, so they're not
Seriously?
going to be playing in. Yeah, they're not playing in Chandler anymore. They're moving the stadium to somewhere east of downtown, which I was there actually a couple of weeks ago. I didn't go to the stadium itself, but I kind of saw the area where they're making it. It's going to be
Oh,
ready. Yeah, it's going to be ready before for a game, their home opener for the upcoming season. So I'm going to
I
be
don't.
there.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yeah.
that was that planned, or was that because they were going to make so much fun of, or you think it was kind of like a fan, reaction to it? They probably just hated going to Chandler.
Yeah, I think Chandler's actually kind of far, man. Like when I was Phoenix a couple weeks ago, I was like, actually kind of went by Chandler, and I was like, damn, Chandler was like 30 minutes away, but it was like a long 30 minutes. The traffic in Phoenix right now is horrible. Like it almost looked like LA, like the way the traffic was. But I was like, wow, like Phoenix has grown so much, so I can guarantee you that a lot of the supporters are not liking. Actually, even the Bandidos were not liking. I know we're not liking going out that far neither. I'm pretty sure a lot of them weren't going to a lot of the games just because of that. From I recall seeing her on social media that a couple comments that a lot of them were going out to Chandler. So now that they're going to be in the downtown area, which it's actually good for us as supporters because all we got to do is fly in to the Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport, which is pretty close right there to downtown. There's a bunch of hotels in or around Phoenix downtown area. The stadium's going to be there, which I believe is going to be like less than 10 minutes away from downtown, like in an Uber. So if not a hotel, you could probably walk, or if not like a pretty good walk, 15-20 minute walk, if anything, to a couple minute Uber drive. So I think I'm going to be there for one, but I'm hearing a lot of locals are going to be making their way to Phoenix when we do play them over there in Phoenix. I'm going to be there. Hopefully, if everything goes well with work, me being back on time. So I'm planning on being there. So I'm looking forward to seeing Chavos there. If anything, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a lot more local supporters gonna be there this time around than last year, going over there to watch Phoenix Rising play against Loyal.
Okay, I'm gonna say something about Phoenix because I'm just looking at the map right now where they're moving the stadium to, and dude, Phoenix, Scottsdale, Tempe, Mesa, Chandler, Glendale, Peoria, they're all in the same freaking area. They're
Yeah.
literally all right next to each other. Like
Yep.
I thought they were a little bit more spread out than that. I thought there were people were complaining because they have to drive like hours. No, literally, it's just they're all like
Hmm.
right there together, bunched together. Huh? I
Yeah,
did not
yeah,
know that.
those cities, yeah, those cities are around there. But yeah, but I drove by Chandler, not too far from Chandler when I was in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago. But it was a pretty far drive, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the supporters um are not from those areas because Mesa, I believe, and Scottsdale, like you mentioned, and those areas are a little bit of a different type of breed of community, I guess you can say. You know,
It's okay.
those
I mean,
areas are,
we can say that.
yeah.
Different peoples.
Yeah, those are different peoples. I think more of a the Phoenix type of soccer culture. I think it's probably more like in the Western Valley, or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
like the western kind of suburbs around Phoenix. But yeah, the eastern, like Scottsdale, those Chandlers, a little bit uh, more of a different type of a community over there. So I'm pretty sure a lot of the people were complaining, but hey, it's good for us. Like I said, it's gonna be we don't have to be driving to who wants to land in Phoenix and have to drive, or get an Uber 30 minutes away. You know what I mean? So nobody.
yeah.
Um, so now it's gonna be a good thing. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to a lot of games this season.
It's
Like
gonna
how
be a
you
pretty good
said,
season. It's gonna be a really,
yeah,
really good season.
and like I said, I was speaking about Charleston. I'm out here. Loyal's going to come down here and play against Charleston. So way down the season, but hopefully people can kind of recall on what we're talking about here. But I'm going to be posting like pictures and video content, hopefully, and maybe we can have one of the Charleston Barra on here. I'm gonna try to make some connections and we can kind of talk about that. Even though we're not gonna play them, till far down the line. But either we may make a plan something with one of them to talk down far that way, or if not, in the next coming episodes.
Yeah. Speaking of the new year, I mean, I know we're almost into. Well, we're already a couple weeks into February, but do you have any New Year resolutions as a fan or as a supporter?
Yeah, I just want to see Chavos grow more, and I want to be. I want to have, and I think a lot of us Chavos already have a pretty close relationship with each other already, having been doing this a couple of years now. But I do want to have I want to see Chavos grow, which it is already is growing. But I want to have a tighter relationship, with the Chavos, and have a more of a family, tighter, well, than from what it is now, because a lot of us are really, really good friends now. But I want to see Chavos members grow and just continue being a tight supporters group, and then just really just giving it all at 109. In another another thing I do want to see in 109 is having uh, more chants. I kind of want to see more fresh chants, more Spanish chants. Maybe another adding another Spanish chant or two for for us to kind of have the whole supporters 109 section um, chant, and if not, bring the whole stadium into it. And I'm pretty sure the locals are already working on new chants as well. But those are just a couple of things that I'm looking forward to. What about you?
Uh, you know, very similar, dude. I definitely, I think for me personally, as a supporter, I definitely want to get involved a little bit more with the group as opposed to like just I want to get to know more of the people. I know we've been kind of growing a lot, and I we get to. It seems like every single time I go out to an event, there's always somebody new coming around. And I definitely want to be involved and make sure that those people feel welcomed. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here for for one thing. But at the end of the day, we all come out as family, right? We all end up making friendships, that last a while. Um, I definitely want to see this podcast grow a little bit more. I've been trying to, have you ever listened to a podcast, right? And like the first season just sounds like everybody's just kind of getting used to everything. Everybody's just kind of getting used to being able to talk. And
Yeah.
I noticed I was kind of like that. Um, I do say a lot. I say, dude, I say a bunch of stuff. So I want to definitely try to improve as a podcaster and, definitely help make this show grow a little bit more. Try to get more people on, try to get to know other SGs as well. But at the same time, I think my number one thing for a fan is to, make sure that the new people that are joining the Chavos are here for family, and they're here to, to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And I think so far we've been doing pretty good about that.
Oh yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. But just a comment on getting to know other supporters groups. Just let's just not bring on Rising, okay?
No, no, that's
No,
maybe later on we'll see if we could always, come up to an amicable, like, but I don't know, man. I don't know about those guys. After last
yeah.
time, I think after last time it's gonna be very tough to get some any kind of dialogue going.
Yeah, yeah. I'm more interested in having more of a friendly banter type of relationship with Oakland, even though they had their little mishap there. I guess you want to call it with their little social media posts. But I'm pretty sure that was innocent mistake, or did they just not acknowledge something that they weren't they weren't aware of or something like that? 100%. But definitely with Rising, there's no way I'm gonna invite them on this episode or this podcast.
Yeah, another thing too is I definitely want to get involved, or just get a little bit more in tune with what's going on in U.S. soccer, right? Just with the USL, with MLS, and speaking of, we haven't even talked about this yet. I'll bring it up right afterwards, but getting more in touch with the with the world of U.S. soccer, right? Um, and just trying to see what the transfers are, trying to just stay more in, you know, like up on the news and everything. But congratulations to you and me, because we beat, Everton beat Arsenal 1-0 this weekend. So that was pretty
Oh
big for
hell
us,
yeah,
especially
hell
since we're at
yeah,
the bottom of the table right now. But who knows? Uh, we'll see
yeah,
how
yeah,
that
yeah.
goes.
There's actually a I joined the Carolina Toffees group
Oh, nice.
on Facebook. So since I'm over here, I'm gonna be here for a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're actually, it looks like they're more the Toffees Carolinas group. I think there's more supporters in North Carolina. Oh, but there are some down here in South Carolina, so I'm looking forward to actually meeting some of them as well.
Gosh,
But
that sounds like a lot of fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but anyway, so speaking of first division, how you just mentioned uh EPL there. With San Diego Loyal, there hasn't been any new update going on about the MLS thing. But hey, everybody, it's gonna be coming. It's gonna be coming right now. The next thing you know, it's gonna be like, yes, San Diego's gonna be getting picked. The news was that they were supposed to be making a comment. MLS was in mid January, I believe, or something like that.
Yep.
Didn't
Yep.
happen. Did not happen. Now we're in the beginning of February. I think things are kind of, uh, you know, in my opinion, we're highly likely to be going up. The whole, just real quick again, the whole Las Vegas thing kind of fell through. The Sacramento things, I know that they're trying to revive it, but it's not looking well for them neither. Um, so right now, San Diego is top right now. I think in that
That
decision that
discussion.
the MLS is going to be, coming here. And then look, how you just mentioned, Loyal is going to be the only USL club over at that Chela, right?
Yeah, the
So
Coachella
it's
Invitational. That's gonna be, I
yeah,
think, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 MLS teams playing. It's including St. Louis City, which is one of the newer teams. Charlotte's gonna be playing LA, LAFC, Toronto, DC United, Minnesota, New York, Red Bull, Charlotte, Timbers, the Whitecaps, the Quakes, and St. Louis City. And there's only one other team in there that has a scheduled game, and it's not a MLS team, it's a USL team. And people are saying us, oh, maybe it's because of proximity. And I was like, no, you know what? I think there's got to be some reason for that, man. There's got to be some
oh
reason for
yeah,
that, because I mean they're actually featured. It's a featured game against New York City FC. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know,
Hey,
man. And then that one dude that made that Twitter post that was saying like, "Oh, they got." I mean,
yeah.
that got this whole thing started. But I mean, this is just adding fuel to the fire. I mean, what do you think about it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like how you said that that guy that made the post, maybe he knew something, that everyone was critiquing. Excuse me, but if that's not telling you, if it's not foretelling you what's going to happen in the future, I don't know what else is. It's the only USL team. Why? Why is that the only USL team going to be playing amongst a bunch of top MLS clubs? When they could have pulled. Why are they going to pull a USL club? Come on, guys. I'm not guaranteeing it's going to happen, but I think I mentioned on my social media that and I'll say now just because I'm not going to give I'm not like giving it away too much. But I spoke to one of my friends um, from Sequan. I'm not going to say what level he's in or what level he's not. But I asked him about what's going on with what he knows about what he can tell me about the whole MLS to San Diego, and he didn't go as far to say that it's going to be loyal, but he did say that things are looking good, and that basically kind of winking, that things are looking good. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. so so that's
I
all I
like
gotta
winks.
say. Yeah, I like winks, huh? But yeah, that whole Coachella thing that doesn't tell you how many connections Lolo's going to be making up there with all these MLS uh, clubs. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like I think it's going to be coming. It's just a matter of when. And yeah, man. So I just kind of get ready for it.
Yeah, and then when you have I think the very first the first kind of like hint towards this. So I don't even know if it was a hint. I think it was really more like a strategic move. Is you know Landon Donovan moving over to executive VP, right? That's
Yeah.
I mean that I think that's actually pretty big, right? You have the one of the greatest soccer players. Well, not one of the greatest U.S. soccer player in in recent history. Um, he is the executive VP for the San Diego Loyal. I mean that. What more do you want, right? If you're an investor that wants to come in and invest in the MLS club that's going to be in the MLS possibly in the future, yeah, of course you want somebody like Landon Donovan to be the head of that, right? So it's a face of the
Exactly.
future, and not saying that they're just I'm not saying that Landon's just for the sale of the team or to entice investors. He's really invested in the team and he's making some really great decisions. Yeah, I see a move here pretty soon. Like I mean, sooner rather than later. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it if we heard something in the next couple months.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And um, next thing you know, the season's starting, and then we're gonna get some good news, hopefully. So that's gonna just make this year just a whole lot better. And then next year we got the whole Copa America, too. So, um, a lot of good things coming up in soccer wise. Here in well, here I keep saying here, like I think I'm back in California, but
Nah, you're
but
good, man. You're good.
there's a lot of good soccer things coming on in the soccer community in California. So I'm pretty stoked to see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good time, and new kids coming out, possibly sometime in the future. We'll see. I mean, they're teasing Balboa Park a lot, so you never know. The new kid must have Balboa Park in it somewhere. But
Yeah, yeah, can't wait
I
for
don't
the
know.
new kid.
Yeah, I mean, good things coming along. And as far as Chavos news is concerned, um, I know we have a bonfire coming up here, possibly next Saturday. Not this Saturday coming up, but the Saturday after. If you're part of the Chavos Discord group, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to come out. Go in there, join, um, and RSVP for it because I mean, it seems we're gonna have some pretty good people coming out. Um, Keep an eye out as well the Chavos are Loyal Instagram for any future for the 2023 membership signups. That's going to be very interesting for everybody to do. And then, like I said, man, drum circles. If anybody has an idea for any new chants, anybody wants to learn how to drum, anybody wants to be part of the drum line for 2023, come on out. Make your presence known and make your interest known. And everybody out there is super cool. If you want to just come out, learn the chants, if you just forgot the chants and want to remember them, or if you just kind of miss the whole camaraderie of chanting in soccer games, come on out. We're always ready to have you.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, man. So, anything else? I think that's it for this one.
Yeah, I think that's it for this episode, dude. I mean, I'm hopefully we can come back in a couple weeks. If there's some more news coming up, but yeah, dude, it's we're gonna get this going. It's gonna be a good year. The podcast only could get better. The games are gonna get better, and hopefully the team gets better. So it's gonna be interesting season. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, bring on 2023. I just see this being a great year. So let's just hope it comes to fruition. So I'm ready for it.
Amen, brother. Amen.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you, everybody who's listening or will be listening to this later. But once again, thank you, Miguel. We'll be talking soon, and rock on, man. Chavos up.
Take care, man. Appreciate you.
All right, see you, bro.
Later, guys.